Say basically.
Guess
I
what, y'all? We are live. We are
Hey,
live. What's up? What's up?
how y'all doing? Good to see
Hello,
you.
hello, hello.
Looking all golden. Y'all look golden as hell.
Living my life like it's golden.
That part.
It's the
Right.
late. It's the late.
No, I think y'all are the light.
Yeah, that's
How
The
about
sometimes.
light
that?
of the world.
What's going on, ladies? What's going on?
Ain't nothing to it but to do it. How y'all been?
We made it through.
Yeah.
So good. Unemployed. Running around like your pretty boy Floyd.
Trying to stick your feet in a little shit. Oh, okay. I'll get it. Go
Yes.
for it.
Um, you know, I call this practice time. Carrie said we had some low energy in the beginning, and so until we get an intro, the energy kind of just flow as it go. So we can just call this practice time.
That's
Um,
cool.
so what I was thinking, and because I didn't get to talk to y'all every day, and just y'all don't know, oh shit. Um, are we streaming on Facebook, yo?
Let me check. I am in there as we speak. Let me see. Let me see.
Yeah. Yeah. We're good.
Just checking. Hey, Kiki.
Hi, Kiki. That's my sister.
Oh,
Hey.
I was saying it's practice time. Um, we were talking, and if people don't know, we talk every day or close to every day, and several times a day sometimes, and we definitely text every day.
Mhm.
But so you don't really know our relationship. But one of the things I was thinking about today as I was talking to somebody else, they were saying like, who are y'all to be on YouTube telling people and talking to people about stuff? Who the f is y'all? Who the f y'all? Who are y'all?
Oh,
And what qualifies you to and who people don't know who you are. So my thought, I was like, since this is our practice, is that we need to tell the people um,
okay.
who we are. And I know we've said it before how we got together, but I think if Monica, you just share a little bit of how we know each other from the Hampton days, and Carrie, then you just tell how we got together in later years, just so people will know, kind of who we are, because we are just three beautiful, dope ass chicks. So that's all they know. That we the shit. That's all they know.
That's all they need to know, as far as I'm concerned.
But you kind of like want to share, share how it came about a little bit, because I don't think people really understand, or people know that.
But okay, so after we do that, I'm gonna need to circle back around to um, the way this person said that to you because I kind of got to. I'm feeling a way about that, but
Yeah,
we can come.
it was constructive. It was constructive.
It was
Yeah.
okay.
After they looked at everything over the last week. They looked at all the shows. But anyway, we can talk about that later.
Okay,
But,
okay, it's all good.
so just a brief, like we don't want to take but like a couple minutes, but I realized that we don't really talk about our relationship and who we are, but so that's why I just wanted to do that. But I didn't get to talk to y'all first, so I'm just talking to y'all where everybody listening. So
All
hit them
right.
up, Monica. Tell them about starting off with how long we've been knowing of each other or whatever. Just give them a little kickoff, Doctor Molu.
So we've been knowing each other since Heck was a puppy, and he a old dog now, you know. And we down like four flats. Since y'all want to know how far we go back, if y'all don't understand that analogy, then you not as old as we are. Word. But grew up in the hood together, stayed strong together, went off, rekindled, came back, started chatting. Energy was good. Three sisters, lifting each other up, loving each other, agreeing to disagree, and was like, yo, we got a lot to give, a lot to offer to the people. We got, over what? over 150 years of wisdom right here between the three of us. Kids, community, college experience, relationships. Here we are.
Hmm. I like how you put that, Monica, because it's really all about perspectives. We're not trying to say we are subject matter experts on everything that we talk about, but having been on this earth over half a century, like we've experienced some things and we've learned some things. And we may even be considered elders at this point, right? So in the community, it's the elders' responsibility to reach back or reach forward to the next generation or the generations that are coming after them and share experiences because we want their quality of life to be better than ours, namely our own people. We have a vested interest in our people. But everything was just so divine in the way that we came together. Like Molu said, we knew each other back in the day. I knew you all, but I didn't really deal with you, right? But I always looked at you both in, high regard. Like I loved how you carried yourself and how you rolled and shit. And then when the whole situation came up about the Boys and Girls Club and we were trying to keep it open, that was really what brought us together, brought us to the table. And that's what we were talking about at that time. But the energy was good. And we just started talking about so many other things. And we was like, damn, why don't we just talk about this with everybody? Why don't we just chat about some things and, share some things with everybody? So this is not a selfish act at all. Like we're not up here trying to be, famous and all of this kind of stuff. Like our intent is really to engage with our audience, which right now is people who are over 40, mainly melanated people, and talk about everything. Because we might be saying some shit that you thinking, but you won't say. We may be your confirmation. And I'm just loving the whole experience.
I'm loving the whole experience too, and I was looking at it at a different angle, and I just wanted people to know that none of us are professed psychologists or self-help gurus, or we're just three black women with three black opinions who don't always agree on everything that we're talking about, and who opinions vary. But I do know that while we have so much life experiences. We've lived in like together probably 8 or 9 different states. We've traveled around different countries around the world. So we have so much knowledge about different things. Numbers this we got so many certifications between the three of us. We had 3 bachelor's degrees, 2 master's degrees, an MBA, a doctorate, and an honorary doctorate.
Honorary.
So we do have a little bit of education, but it's not that book education that matters sometimes. Sometimes it's just common sense. So I just want the people to know that, we just not up here willy-nilly. We just out here sharing stuff that we share all the time. That's good shit. And I did want to say that one thing that I think about almost every week when we're talking, when we thought of this, I thought of this, we were supposed to have one more person on the podcast. And by the time we really talked about it that December, that person was gone. I left this world. Mm-hmm. And she was like one of the pieces that brought us all three together in her own little way.
Yeah.
She and I think about her all the time when we're doing this, and just the funny element that would have put to this whole situation. But in this cameo, so if y'all, I know people from the 7-5 might know Cameo, but Cameo was like all of our friends wrapped around. We all went through different stuff with each other, with her. But that's kind of how it came about, because once Cam passed, I was like, we got to do this, y'all. We got to do this. We got to do it. We were sitting around bullshitting, and we have such a good time with each other. But I dedicated all this to Cam, because really she put us together. because we weren't even in a great place, where we were chilling like, and that's been what, almost that's 2 years ago.
Yep.
So we just want y'all to enjoy what we enjoy daily, the knowledge that we get from each other, because none of us know in everything, but together, shit, you gonna learn some shit.
And and I want to say too, and not to be braggadocious or anything like that. Um, when you have come from the hood and you have so let's look at statistics, right? Statistically, we shouldn't even be where we are.
Mm.
Okay. When you look at geographical, when you look at as far as healthcare for women, when you look at any of these type of things, the things that we've gone through. I know Sonia may not have had because she and Aunt been in the game, since Moses, you know what I'm saying? But as far as for me, and Carrie, we've been in multiple relationships. I'm gonna speak my truth, been in abusive relationships, and I'll tell
Same.
anybody, I'm a four-time heavyweight champion when it comes to
Yep.
that. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, could we consider ourselves the shit? Yes, we could. And that's not being braggadocious about it. That's being to the point of we've evolved to a point where statistics say we shouldn't be.
Hmm.
And so you think about when you talk about Cam, we're all, you all have hit the double nickels. My husband
Yep.
and I and my generation of class of 86, we're going to evolve into the double nickels next year. And you
Hmm.
look at statistically how many people we have lost within our classmates, within our community, within our family, less of our age and of our age, and we're still here. So, wisdom really isn't about, I'm honored that we all three can say that we are educated, that we are Black, and that we are women. So that does make us a triple threat. And yes, that is considered being the shit within itself right there.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
so I'm not going to even apologize if anybody feels some kind of way about we being here and who we are. We evolved from what was the first one we were on? The before we got to StreamYard, we were
Anchor.
on Anchor,
Hmm.
and
Oh,
we
we're
did
still
our
on Anchor. I
right.
mean, listen to our
Yeah,
podcast.
but
We still get a few out there. So take a listen to some of the
Ah,
old and see how we evolve.
right
It's been
how we've
amazing too.
evolved,
But I
and
just wanted everybody to know like who we are a little bit, and we'll give you some more information as it goes on about us, because a lot of times you listen to people, you kind of do want to know them. You don't have to know everything about us, but you want
right.
to know the people you're dealing with, and if they're authentic, or if they walk it like they talk it. Because that's my biggest thing. If you don't walk it like you talk it, I don't deal with you. I don't
right.
know,
Right.
'cause I have a hard time at 55 being fake. And I tell Monica and Carrie all the time, I can't do it no more. My
No.
face even won't do it when I'm trying.
No.
So, so we real about everything. But we just want to show love to everybody. It's the melanated people out there. We just want to represent the melanated people, support the melanated people, and talk and discuss the melanated people. We want to bring you into our melanated lounge so you can sit back and, as Carrie said, get your snacks, get your drink, and
Mm.
chat it up. And that's what we do. And with that said, we're going to talk about what we talk about. Melanated, I don't know, mess, whatever. But so what's going on? What's going on in this country right now? I know we talked a little bit about the Buffalo stuff, I think last week or whatever, but
Hmm.
some of the things that came up today, they trying to go with this thing that the shooter has mental illness. So what y'all thinking about that? Is it mental illness, or is it just a straight racist hate crime?
Well, can I just say that we already know how they're going to play this. They play this stuff the same way every single time. So I don't want anybody to be upset about this mental illness narrative, because that's what they do for their own, to protect and preserve their own. Whereas we know if it were our brother we would be speaking of him in the past tense. He would not be here, right? So they keep showing us this. So when somebody shows you who they are, believe them the first time, right? Um, it's just one of those things. I'm really kind of speechless about it because history continues to repeat itself. But what is going to be the boulder that breaks this repetition?
I just feel like mental illness is in your home, around the way. I've known people that really want to change the world. They're mentally ill and they speak out or voice out or act out in their community. A motherfucker don't drive 3, 4, 5, 10 hours down the road mentally ill. I'm just sorry. I'm not buying that. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
always want to come up with this, or they want to always come up with this narrative for their people. You know, I just don't have any remorse for it. Shout out to the Buffalo PD. They didn't go take them to Burger King. So, I appreciate that. I appreciate the authorities calling it what it is, just pure natural born hate against a race of people who happens to be us. And we're gonna call it mental illness. The gun spoke for itself. It had so much hate written on it, and the people that he wanted to give his shout out to, Dylan Ruth or whatever his name is before, you know what I'm saying? He did what he did. He plotted this the day before. Mental illness. He had a conversation with a black man the day before when he was casing the place. The man said he did not feel that he was mentally ill. He didn't feel that anything was wrong with him. So we gonna, they're gonna dress it up for their people. But at the end of the day, y'all some barbaric motherfuckers. Before 1865, after 1865, after May, what's the day? The 18th, 2022. You just some barbaric motherfuckers at the end
That's
of the day.
facts, Monica.
And so accept that mental illness component of who you really are. Let's stop trying to dress it up. You put lipstick on a pig, it's still a what?
It's still a pig. Oink, oink, motherfucker.
Goddamn pig. Okay, so put it however you want it. Just like I was telling Sonia earlier today. Someone sent me an article about this 9-year-old here in Forney, Texas, went to this black couple's home with a whip, knocked on the door, whipped at the door like he's some slave owner. 9 years old. And because they didn't answer the door, he just went and scratched their car. Now, luckily, the couple had a ring camera, saw the young boy, knew where he was, went to the door to address the parent. Parent comes to the door with a gun. Supposedly, the gun accidentally went off while this gentleman had his young daughter, luckily standing behind him so she wouldn't get shot. It's taught bullshit, is what it is.
Are you saying he had like a?
Oh, yeah. Oh, indeed. Oh, indeed. Indeed. And whipped it at the door. Not one time, like 2, 3 times, and knocking and ringing the doorbell.
Just
Just
entitled, like, bitch,
entitled,
you
just
gonna
like,
open this door.
yeah, because his pop, first of all, where you get a damn whip from? What are your parents teaching you? Are they just rewinding roots over and over again so you can watch it, or 12 Years a Slave, or you Mississippi Burn? What are they teaching you? How does a 9-year-old know about a whip? So
They have
you've taught.
legacy too. As ugly as it is, they have legacy too, and they have things that they pass down from generation to generation. That's just fucked up. It's just fucked up. But 9-year-old little boy. So I'm assuming the adults of that household went to the little boy's house to, I guess, talk to his father about
Correct.
him scratching the car or whatever.
Correct. And he came
And
to
the
the door.
father, He pulled out a gun on
Came to the door with a gun. Came to the door with a gun. The gun went off and missed the little girl because he had his daughter standing behind him. Now, I don't know why the father took the little girl, unless because they're in the neighborhood, maybe they ride the bus or walk together, and the little girl knew where the boy lived because they saw him on the camera. I don't know. But 9-year old, that's taught behavior.
So the little boy was coming over to the house to play with to get the little girl to play?
No, he came to the door to whoop some niggas. That's what he came to the door to do. He came to the door with his astute so-called authority, as he has been taught that he felt like he had. And the sad part about it is that we're always talking about white privilege, white privilege. If we as a people understood our black privilege, half of this wouldn't even go on.
You got a point there. A lot of things we need to come to realizations about as a people. And this is why I'm an advocate for us really talking to our children using a different narrative. A lot of times we want to protect our children too much, right? But you gotta let them know what's going on. You have to talk to them in their language so that they understand. Because what if that girl's mama wasn't home and she's answering the door, this little white boy at the door with a whip? We don't know what could have happened. But see, that's where my mind goes. That's where my mind takes me. That's where my anxiety comes from when I'm concerned about, little E going to school every day because he goes to a predominantly white school. You know what I mean? I'm concerned about him on the bus. And he done had situations where, children at that school done called him niggas, done called him this, that, and the third. So we're constantly having to talk to him, having to talk to him. But we ain't talking to him like shit is all unicorns and rainbows and kumbaya and one love and all that. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. You need to speak real with your children because we don't give children enough credit. Children do have a sense of discernment and they know when you running bullshit on them. They know when you running game on them. So just keep it real. That's how we really need to protect our children, is by educating them to the reality of what's going on in this country and how they are perceived, not just in this country, but all across the world.
I do agree. I totally agree. And I think what's sad about that whole narrative about this young little 9-year-old white boy is that we're teaching our kids at that age, if you get stopped by the cops, stop, be polite. If you're in the car, hands in front of you, that type of thing. You
Mm-hmm.
be teaching your kid some 1865 bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I just think it's just, where is the evolution in any of that? We're all trying to evolve, and it's so sad because there's only a handful of them left, is what they're so upset about, that
Hey,
that are still trying to hold on to this we will not overcome shit. You know what I'm saying?
their slogan is the South will rise again. This is what
Yeah,
they mean by that. This is what,
exactly.
but, and see, you bring up a good point, Monica, because as far as being a certain percentage of the population, that is diminishing for the Caucasian male and female right now, right? So
Mhm.
everybody's talking about Roe versus Wade and all of this. My take on it is that they putting the smackdown on these white women, telling them, look, y'all gonna have these babies. Y'all gonna have these babies because these niggas and these Mexicans is outnumbering us. These brown and black people are outnumbering us. This is
Well, I
what
mean,
their
yeah,
fear
it's
is.
still gonna be
Genetic
mulatto.
annihilation is
It's
their
not gonna
fear.
change. Yeah, but it's not gonna change anything. It's not gonna be a pure white race. You know what I'm saying? People fail to realize there's only one race, and that's the human race. We're just ethnically divided into different branches of people because of color and where you come from. But there's only one race. There's only 6 gene pools in the world. So everybody is attached to somebody in any kind of way. So, you want to know about who we are. Well, we do our research. You know what I'm saying? We do try to walk our walk and talk our talk and bring you what's real.
Yeah,
So, to sit back and say that that there are these elite group of people, we really need to sit back and look at who we are, and there's DNA out there, there's ancestry, there's 1, 2, 3 and me and all of this shit. There's no reason for no one to not know who they are. That's correct, Kiki. One race, human race. Get over it. And I'm sorry that you came up in a time, or your ancestors came up in a time where there was no heat, there was no sun, and you didn't get any melanin. That's not my fault. That's, blame that on them. But the
yeah,
majority of the world look like us.
yeah, yeah. Because we're at the top of that hierarchy within that element of race. We're at the top of that hierarchy. Like everyone comes from us. Everyone is born out of us. You can see that with your colors, with crayons, with paint. If you take all the colors in the spectrum and put them together, you will get black.
Correct.
You cannot pull black out of the color white, but you can do the reverse. It's just that simple. So why y'all keep sitting up here trying to run all this game on us like this? Most of us do recognize what's going on. Let's just make that clear. And we are educating our children on
Correct.
what's going on because I feel like generationally we may have failed. We
Well,
may have failed
I agree with you on that. And I've said that.
We as black people have failed.
our children.
Okay.
Mhm, to a certain degree. I agree with that. I think from a political standpoint as well, and when it comes to positions, this is just my personal perspective. I think for me that, and shout out to the baby boomers and all of that, but I feel like in my heart that we spend so much time thanking them, and still giving them their kudos, that we've basically almost missed out on making change. You know,
Giving who the kudos, Monica?
I feel like the baby boomers and the people that's older, and the
Oh, you
people
talking
of the
about for
civil
making for
right,
creating civil rights and
the
getting us
people
to
of the
vote
civil
and
rights
right
movement and all of that, right? They that
integration.
generation, exactly. If we could be as strong as that generation is strong. They done PCP'd, LSD, they done marched, they done stood their battle, they still hold it strong. It's the majority of Congress. Let's keep it real. The House and the Senate, it's the majority of them. They are the majority. This is why this mindset is still where it is, because there's not enough of us, because we've been so busy respecting them, still voting for them, still wanting to unite with them. And at the end of the day, this shit has changed, this evolved. And even though I don't care for them that much, I shout out to the millennials, because they like, we're not putting up with this shit. We don't care nothing about black, we don't care nothing about white. Everybody a nigga. You know what I'm saying? They don't care the Nigga. They like, forget Nigger. Everybody a nigga. You
Yeah,
know
they
what I'm
nigga, nigga,
saying?
nigga, nigga, nigga. Yeah.
Nigga. They don't care nothing about it. They
Well,
don't
Kiki said
care
until
nothing
black
about it.
folks
They don't
stand
care
up
nothing
as
about it
one
at
unit,
all.
nothing changes.
Yeah,
That's her
yeah,
perspective. But y'all
yeah.
know how I feel about that. That we as black people are not monolithic, and it's not like that. We are black people are not like we talked about this before. It's not like we're Chinese from China. We Mexican from Mexico. We are Nigerian from Nigeria. We are people born here without a country. We are just people that were born here as slaves against our will. We didn't want to come. We didn't volunteer to come. We were born here and put into a situation where we were taught that we were basically nothing. So as black people, just because our skins are black doesn't unite us. That's saying, like, because I'm from South Africa, I speak the tongue of my Nigerian brother and hold his weight, or I am his problems are my problems, which are not, because I'm fighting for my South African brothers and sisters, or my Zimbabwe brothers and sisters, or my Jamaica if I'm Jamaican. But we are what we call ourselves African Americans. Again, we talked about this. Africans don't consider us African Americans. Now, they, because we don't know where they from in Africa. We get a little 20% Nigerian, and now we African. We get a little 20% Ethiopian, and now I'm Ethiopian. Don't tell me I'm not from.
You are.
I'm Igbo. Don't play with me. I'm Igbo.
That's right. So we do that, but we are people without. We are transplanted. I don't even know what to call us. So it's hard for us to be one voice, one people. And I think it's hard for us to be one voice for one people.
I don't know. How long do we hold on to that? That's just like how long do we hold on to that? Because I just feel like, and I don't have no problem with the Jewish people. You know what I'm saying? But they were taken from their home too, and they were exiled and treated some kind of way or whatever. But at the end of the day, they knew
they got a whole country.
They do, but I'm just saying they still.
I want to hear it. They got a country. They go place they visit every year. They can go place that they can go and see and be home with my people. Where do we go? Where do we go?
We can go to Nigeria.
But I'm not Nigerian. So where am I going to? I'm not Liberian. I got 5 generations back, and we ain't from nowhere.
We homeless for real.
We homeless. And when do we stop? Well, maybe my grandkids will stop, because maybe they were just trying to say, I'm from the U.S. I'm here. This is all I know. This is all I got.
That's what it's coming to.
And that's what it will be. But you can't expect us to say, oh, we one people, we got to unite. We came here from 37, 64 countries in Africa, throughout Africa. And you expect us to just unite as one. Raised in different units, we're taught not to be together because they didn't want us meeting together. But yet we're supposed to have the same common denominator 200 years later. We don't. We don't have the same problems. The North and the South don't have the same problems. Mm-hmm. Virginia and Maryland don't have the same problems. DC can't even become a state. They don't have the same problems as Mississippi. Good God. Nobody has the problems of Mississippi. But who you
I blame that on Mississippi. I don't mean no harm.
But you want those black people in Mississippi to unite with us black people in the DMV, or us black people in Texas, and we don't even have the same interests or the same problems. Mm-hmm. It's not like
I want them to unite in Mississippi. That's what I want.
But what I'm saying is, but you asking them to, but then you got people from Mississippi that moved from Chicago to Mississippi, and now they doing well and successful because they know the rules. People down there going, well, how they get to come up, and I've been here all my life. But that's what I'm saying. It's hard to be monolithic as a black person to say I support all black people, because I don't.
Yeah, I agree. And just like that old adage that says, everything starts with self. That's what we need to be dealing with, is self. That's why I don't think we need to unite collectively. There's no way we can do that as a collective until we get some shit straight within our own selves first. Because that's like saying, oh, we need to build a house. We need to build a house, right? But the carpenter doesn't have skills really with wood. You know what I mean? The plumber don't know shit about plumbing, but you're expecting for them to come and build this house. It's not going to have a good foundation. It's not going to be insulated. You're not going to be able to live in it.
But let's go back to what you said, Carrie, about self. The majority of the problem is what Kiki was just saying earlier about we can't break away from the slave mentality. That's first of all. Second of all, I just feel like we don't want to deal with self. If we dealt with self, I think the rest would come together. Just like we're 3 or 4 of us, and all of us in this group right now collectively. Even though we share different oralities, we share different backgrounds and all of that, we have come to a consensus that we agree to disagree. Yeah. And that we know that we need to do what we have to do and speak out to educate and bring our community together and to bring us together as a people. If we can't bring us together with nothing else, we can bring our minds together with knowledge. Okay, so that's the first thing, and I feel like what Sonia was saying about, okay, but okay, so we find out we 20% Nigerian and we don't go there. I know that I'm Irish. I plan to go to Ireland. I plan to stand
What are
on
you,
those grounds.
2% Irish? Why would you claim them
I
motherfuckers?
know. I mean, look,
Who
they
gonna claim
brought
them
us here.
motherfuckers? Who them
They
2%
brought us here. They need to know, hey, I'm
Yes.
your cousin. You
No,
brought
you
me
not their
here.
cousin. You not their cousin. You not
How
their
am
cousin.
I
You don't know
not?
nothing about them. They don't know you. They would say, we don't know you. That was a mistake. That was a
What?
mistake.
You brought the mistake here. I didn't.
We just raped your grandma on the boat. That's it. Your great
You
great great
brought
great
her
grandma
here
on the
and you
boat.
did that.
I
That's on
don't want to
you.
see
That's
you.
not on
Why do I
me.
want to fucks with you? Why would you
That's
want to fucks with people that
that's
raped your ancestors? Get the fuck out of here, Monica.
Yeah, I
no, man.
can't.
I mean, we're doing just as bad to ourselves. That's all I'm saying. We want to push shit off on other people and all of that, and we're doing just as bad to ourselves.
Look at me,
We
Monica.
need to stop
Look
all
at
this
me.
talking
Look
about
at me.
them.
Look at
It
me.
need to be about us.
Look
It's
at
all
me.
by design.
Look at me. You know how much I got? Over 30% of freaking Wales in Italian. I'm not
Right.
going to Wales in Italian and telling my their cousin.
Why
You
not?
didn't go. Which
Why
one
not?
y'all owe my mama child support? My grandma
Right.
child support.
Right. I
I ain't
need
gonna be
that.
like, I ain't your friend. I
I
don't want no
need that.
customs in your
I
culture.
need all of that. I need all of that. I need the
Anything
40
that say
acres and a
2%,
mule. I need the 40 acres and a mule. I need you to go and talk to your cousins and them
but see,
about what
he could have just been just the person working on the ship, pulling up the little sail. He ain't
who
got nothing.
knows?
He
Who
done fell
knows?
off
He
the
might
boat.
be a part of the Italian mafia. They owe you something. Go get yours.
That's what I said. No, I'm not visiting no island. Hell no. Hell no. I ain't giving them no credit for me. I ain't giving them no credit for me being me.
I don't
Oh,
think it's about credit. I don't think
no.
it's about credit. I think we still need to stand in front of them and let them know because they
know.
want to wash this shit out. It's not to be washed out.
It's washed
They
out.
need
Let it wash. Just let it dilute.
no.
Just dilute it out.
And do what? If
And just get
we're
rid
gonna
of it.
dilute it out and we can't even stand together as a people, how are we gonna dilute that?
But that's what I'm trying to say. We are not monolithic. We're not monolithic. I'm not
Okay.
from Carry people in Georgia. They don't have the same mindset as my people up here, and I don't in Georgia. They might be more progressive than my people here. That means we don't have the same interests. We don't have the same. I'm fighting for George Floyd and people to make sure the police go to jail and blah blah blah. And they might be just concerned with getting that governor of hell, they might like the governor of Georgia. I don't know, but you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like we all were when we were born here. It wasn't like we were born here and we are fighting for. We want just like this. What's the dude that killed all the people in Southampton County? The black dude.
Nat Turner.
Nate.
Nat Turner.
Nat
Just
Turner.
like Nat Turner. If it weren't for them somebody snitching, he would have killed a whole lot more motherfuckers. But we
It would have influenced others on other plantations to do the same.
Right. Denmark Vesey in South Carolina had hell of a plan. Somebody snitched. So we couldn't even get ourselves free. How the hell we gonna be on the same accord?
Yeah. Because you know what? Nat Turner probably said, yeah, go in there and kill the whole family. And they're like, the whole family? Does that include the little children and the babies too? And he's like, fuck yeah, it includes them too. And somebody's like, oh, we can't do that. We can't kill the little white baby. Huh?
Right. But they kill our little black babies and sell them downriver while we got cousins in Texas and
That
got cousins in Alabama and Georgia that come up on our DNA. We be like, I don't know them. I don't know why we got somebody down in Mississippi. But we look at DNA like that. So that's what I'm saying. If I'm going to visit somebody, I'm going to visit them cousins in Mississippi. I ain't going to visit them damn people
I ain't fucking with them.
in Scotland and Wales. And
I ain't fucking with them.
I ain't fucking with them.
I ain't fucking with them. They'll take you straight to the fucking tree.
But see, that's what I'm saying. But
I'm
why?
just keeping it 100. It's still all about the mindset. It's
Why
all
do
about
we
the
go? Hey,
mentality.
Chanel, you want to jump in on our conversation?
Look, I didn't want to be rude. I did not
No,
want
jump
to
in.
be rude. But everything that you're saying is true. With me coming from North Carolina and then me moving to Virginia, I thought that just because I was a few miles over the border, that a lot of that wasn't taking place here. But with me working in a predominantly white school, I still see it. Like today, I see it. And the harsh reality is it's going to be here. It's not going anywhere. No matter how hard we fight, no matter how many black folks they say they love, you would think after Michelle Obama and all them, they'd be like, yeah, we on one accord. No,
No, ma'am.
I have her calendar up in my classroom. One of the white kids made sure he let me know that he didn't know who she was. But why you asking about who it is? Why you worrying about it? You know who it is. You just want me to say, yeah, that's my president's wife and all that. I ain't got to say all that. Google her. I want you to take a snapshot on your phone so that you can pull her up, because that you have to do that with these kids. They feel entitled. They feel like you owe them something, whether they know it or not, whether they know our history. They feel like that we owe them something, and they're just angry because we're not angry. Like y'all
Right.
said earlier, if we could have came together, really, racism really, to me, I don't feel like racism would have continued on as long as it did. If all of us would have came together on that ship and so, oh hell no, I know how to make a stick. I know how to start a fire. I'm gonna get some stuff popping. If they would have did that, I really feel like it wouldn't have went down the way it did, and then I would know my ancestors. I would know exactly where I'm from. But with
But
stuff,
let me just say this: we did do that. They historically they don't want us to know that we did that. That we bucked and kicked some ass and
Right.
murdered some white folks
Right.
for
Right.
our own redemption and salvation. They don't want us to know
I love, I feel strong. Y'all know how I feel about slavery because, if y'all don't know, even though I look like this, I got some of the whitest ancestry probably available.
that.
And the thing is why I fuss about Monica going to freaking Ireland is that
Keep your descendant too. Let that girl be Irish.
that's the part. That's the
I
part.
want
That's the
some good
part.
liquor. I want to go over there and drink with
That's
them.
the part. Unfortunately, I'm ashamed of. I'm ashamed of
Ain't nothing to
all
be
those white
ashamed of.
people.
It's not your fault.
It's
It's
not.
not
It's
your
no. It's
fault.
not. But I'm still ashamed because I feel I'll incorporate my blackness. I'll even visit damn Nigeria. You know how I feel about that. But I will not. If I'm going to Italy, but it's just to go shopping. But I will not. I will not go to the UK to see my heritage because I will not identify with that at all. Even though that's a part of history that I choose to erase. If I could erase it from my DNA, I would erase it because
And I get what you're saying, Sonya. Don't get me wrong, but I see. To me, I don't look at it as if I'm going over there and be like, "Hi, I'm one of your cousins," and da da da. I'm going over there to say, "Hi, I got a little bit of your blood, and this is what your ancestors did, and this is how I evolved." See, I think part of the problem is that we don't stay in their face about the shit, and that's why they're to the point where they feel like they can erase it from history. They don't want to talk about slavery. They don't want to talk about their ancestors bringing us over and doing all of this because we're not holding them accountable. They need to stay held accountable. Me going to Ireland is about me holding them accountable. This is what you did. This is how I became. This is how I came here. You
they
know,
know.
my aunts and
They
them
know.
have met the Moonies in North Carolina, and my mother's from North Carolina. So they've met them and been like, yeah, we have land there, over 25 acres over there, that they allowed us, I guess I could say, to still keep. It still ain't 40, so they still owe me, as far as I'm concerned. But at the end of the day, they've acknowledged, oh, yeah, we think y'all might be some kin. It's not even about that. They need to know about their barbaricness.
They
You know
know. They know. Mom, you think they don't know? You don't think that's written in the
I don't
Bible?
think
The
from the
reason
mother
they
country,
know.
they
I
ain't
don't think
claiming it.
so.
Come on, Monica. They know.
Not as much.
Everybody know
I
they was a
really
party
don't.
to this.
I
Everybody
really don't.
know.
I don't.
And look, Kiki said both my great paternal grandfathers are white, and I'm not ashamed. My grandparents were black. Okay, Kiki, guess what? My grandma was white.
Your grandmother.
My grandmother. Her whole
That's close.
family was white.
That's
yeah.
like really close.
And we have the 100 acres from my black grandfather. So, I am ashamed of that little piece because I know somewhere somebody in my family was raped by some people, and we were brought here, more than likely brought here, against our will. So yeah, I am a little ashamed of that white piece. It's nothing that I want to brag about or talk about.
Right.
I embrace the blackness in me and in my family, and but I'm not ashamed of my grandma. I'm just ashamed of the whiteness. I'm ashamed of the whiteness in both sides of my family.
Right.
Because I know what that represented for somebody else in my family. It meant that somebody was raped, somebody was brought here against their will, and that's the part that I'm ashamed of.
Yeah, and like trauma was conceived also. And passed on from generation to generation and continues to do so. So no, I'm not ashamed, but it pisses me the fuck off. It pisses me off. And I have so many questions like I want to ask some of the older members in my family about our lineage and about these things, but they don't want to talk about it.
That's why I want to go to the white people. That's why I want to go to the white people.
They're not going to talk about it.
Right. But why should we be the only race that's uncomfortable about the shit? They need to be uncomfortable about the shit. That's how I feel about it. There need to be, we keep dismissing these hard conversations. We keep dismissing the surname. You know what I'm saying? Where it came from, how it evolved, why it is what it is. They need to feel uncomfortable too. This little 9-year-old boy need to understand what his parents have taught him. What that is. He just think that's cute that they have taught him that we are property. They're teaching that we are property in 2022.
That's a learned behavior. But it's
not with a whip, y'all. He didn't just go to the door and knock on the door and say nigga, nigga, nigga. This fool went to the door with a whip.
A whip.
Why he went to the door with a whip?
He just went to the wrong door.
He went to the wrong door because he would have went to the wrong door. Like my husband said, all their asses would have been shot up. You come to my door, your kid, I'm sorry. No disrespect, and I'm not trying to take anything away from human life, but I just think enough is enough. You come to my door with a whip, the whip need to be turned into a noose, and about 6 months on the news hanging.
In about 6 months, 12 months, I tell you what I really think. I'll tell you my opinion about this for real. You really hear my opinion. Give me a few more months, and you gonna really hear they gonna get it. If they gonna get it, you gonna get my real opinion.
I can't wait.
Give me a few more months. But I'm not gonna have to work tomorrow, yo. I can't wait. As far as I can go.
I get it. I get it.
They can stop the job, but they can't stop the kitchen.
You just tied 2 minutes ago.
I cannot wait.
We're gonna get it. But I like this subject because you know what else, and we might want to discuss this. We're supposed to be discussing money. But but you know what the other part is, we discussed a little bit on it before about how integration was probably the worst thing that could ever happen to Black people.
I agree with that.
I think that we should pick up on that next week. But this has been a good ass conversation, ladies. And
very good conversation.
I hope y'all learned a little bit about us and how we came together, and a little bit just about us individually. And we got some new shit coming. We excited about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So next week, come back and share this with a friend. Bring a friend if you want to pop on. I think we'll just
bring a white friend.
Bring a white
friend.
I don't know what we're supposed to be talking about, but we just kind of winging it. We're gonna talk about integration. So bring a friend, I think I might just put the whole thing to come on next week for anybody want to come on and let them come in and out.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna try some different stuff because we get ready to drop the ball on y'all. We get ready to do some uncut stuff.
Exactly. We work hard behind
Wow.
the scenes, y'all. Don't think this just no pop-up story. We work hard behind the scenes, trying to evolve, trying to elevate. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
we said just no
Yes,
average
right.
folks.
Oh no, Kiki, bring the Irish folks.
There's no average.
Hey,
That's
bring them.
for.
Somebody,
Bring
y'all
the
go
Irish
ahead. Find you. Y'all know y'all work with them. Give them the link. Find a good redneck so we can light their ass
I
up.
can't. I
Bring
can't.
them out. Come on.
But this was real, y'all. And thank y'all for listening. And thank you
Without a
everybody.
doubt.
Thanks, Chanel.
Peace out. Thanks
Hey,
to everybody that joined.
do you mind? I'm sorry. Do you mind if Chanel talks about her event? She has a Juneteenth event coming up.
Yeah, that's what's
She's
up.
circling.
She's spinning and spinning.
She's loading. She's loading.
She lagging. Oh man, she came in on another string. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, Miss Juneteenth.
Hello, ladies. I thank you so much for having me on this evening. I just, stumbled across this beautiful collaborative group of women that are where I plan on being in my very near future. Just being educated on your roots and everything. I commend you all for what you do. I
Thanks,
commend
sis.
you all for the educational, pursuits that you have taken on. Because in our culture, a lot of folks will be like, "I ain't got time for school. I ain't worrying about school." Or black folks will be like, "Yeah, you got a lot of book sense, but you ain't got no street sense." I feel all of that energy, all of that vibe up in here tonight. So I just appreciate you guys for having me on and for just, being you. Because it makes me feel good to know that there's some sisters out there that's got some book sense and some street sense.
Chanel, I tell them we hood, but we good. That's the motto.
Hey, I love it. I love it. One of my kids, like I said, I teach white school, and one of my black students, "You're so raw. Like, I don't get that often. You're just so raw." And I be wanting to tell them, like, what is raw? Is it because you're not used to being around someone like you, like your mom? Because your mom has isolated you, and now you have all Caucasian friends, all Caucasian teachers. And so when you get around a black person that acts herself, acts culturally, fluently, just freely living, you feel uncomfortable with that. I
Yeah.
see that. So
Yeah.
speaking with Miss Carrie was telling me about, educating our kids and making them more aware. And so, I got this Juneteenth gala coming up, and my goal is to make our kids aware. The holiday is fairly new to our youngsters. They didn't know that this has been around years. So when Dollar Tree just started getting decorations, they were like, "Oh my God, that's quick." I'm like, "No, baby. It's just because everyone else is realizing that this is a legit holiday, and so now they're just stepping up,
Right.
you
Yeah.
know." So I'm having the Juneteenth gala as a fundraising event to get our youth more aware about Juneteenth, what Juneteenth stand for. We're more than just being black girl magic, and what we are today. It's about our actual Freedom Day and what took place. Trying to change the mindset, because all black people love 4th of July. Before Juneteenth, it was all about the 4th of July. And I feel like as a black culture, now it is time. It's been time. It's been the calling for it to come out. But now I really feel like it's time to grab this by the reins and be able to, mold the minds of our children so that they can step up. And so they're not having July 4th cookouts. They're having Juneteenth cookouts.
I know that's right.
That's right.
So
And
that's my overall goal. Go ahead.
Chanel, kudos to you, and let us know, please, how we can help. I didn't mean to cut you off, Karen. Let us know
No,
how
you're
you can
good.
help with the event, whatever we can do, water, whatever, let us know how we can assist.
This ain't the do-gooders.
Well,
How about water?
This
what
is
you
a
say?
But it's the Share Road Community Association. How about that?
no. This is not a hot dog and potato chip type of event.
Girl,
It's a
don't you
catered
leave that fish
dinner.
dinner out.
right?
Yeah, let us know. And I gotta call you too. So we didn't link today, but we still need to talk.
The event is
Yes,
Saturday,
yes.
June 18th, right? At 4 p.m. It's in Chesapeake at the Wyndham.
Oh wow.
Yep, at the Wyndham Wingate Hotel in
Mhm.
Chesapeake. It's off of the Greenbrier Circle. Tickets are currently being sold for $65. But you know what? I just appreciate the support. If you're able to get people to come out, I'm sorry, my background is black at the moment.
You're
I was
fine.
transitioning a baby in the house. But if we're just able to get people to come out and support us, come to the event, you know,
Well, we'll definitely post the flyer on
well,
our Melanated page
um,
as well as our individual pages too.
Right. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to come, but I definitely will. I definitely will sponsor a ticket for somebody else that wants to
Yeah.
come that can't get the ticket. So if you have somebody that want to come, let me know. I mean, well, just tell me and I'll just get the ticket for them.
I heard
So,
that.
and if it's anything else that I can do or we can do, but let us know. So if anybody else want to sponsor a ticket, which is a great thing, especially when you're
Yeah.
trying to do things for youth in the community to get them to see and be aware of Juneteenth, sponsoring a ticket when you can attend is great for your organization or for individual. Is it a 501c3 or 3C? Yes,
Oh, you're on mute.
you mute.
I don't know how that happened. Yes, I'm an official 501c3 nonprofit organization.
Okay, so that is tax deductible, and yeah, so you can't get that receipt. So yeah, and y'all think about tax time in June. We're gonna talk about money one day, but
Yeah, but
What she
people
got? Some
talking
French
about
fries in that
unity.
bag?
Huh?
What she got? French fries in that bag?
She do. So when I pulled up, when I saw what time it is, I was at the park. I was like, I gotta wear her down. And so then when I pulled up, her daddy was like, let's go to cookout. I'm like, okay,
I
I'm
know
gonna
that's
watch the
right.
video, I'm gonna watch the show. So then when I saw I could get on the show, I was like, I ain't got my hair, ain't got nothing, but it's okay.
Maybe you
It's
You
melanated.
okay?
You right. You melanated. That's who
That's
we
how
are.
we roll.
that's how we
Right.
roll. That's
hey,
how we
that's
roll. And
it.
you're welcome to join us anytime. Anytime,
Anytime.
join us. Get in on the conversation, chit chat, whatever.
Don't tell me that because I love to talk.
Yeah,
You already know.
We
we
love
You
to
told me
have
you
you.
heard that.
do.
But you're saying something. It ain't like you just
Right.
roll yada yada. You always
Right.
saying something. So people talking about unity. If you want to display unity in our black community, support this sister and her gala
Right,
on
right,
June 18th. Support her. Put up a shut up.
right, exactly.
That's
Yes,
right.
and come in and just have a good time. I'm gonna have a 360 booth in there. Folks love a 360 booth. I'm gonna have that 360
And
booth up
you.
in there. My grandma going to be in there doing
I
Oh, your
know
that.
that's
grandma
right.
coming too.
I
Wonderful.
know that's right.
Anybody can come. I'm gonna have a cash bar, and that's just to keep it 100% transparent with you. I thought I
Mm.
filed the paperwork for the ABC license. I didn't. Apparently, I didn't file it correctly. I didn't know what I was doing. So I don't know how that works. It's gonna be a whole bunch of grown folks. So if you bring your own bottle and you get heavy loaded before you come in, that's on you. But I just want you to come in and
That's
have a
the
good.
workaround. That's the
Right.
workaround.
Right.
Yeah, that's the
Right. Keep it in
workaround,
the
right?
trunk.
Hey,
The turn up.
hey, and
The
I'm from
pregame. If you
Carolina.
pregame, that's on you.
Yeah. And look, I'm willing to come out and pregame with you as well.
I know that's
With
right.
I'm willing to come out and get the party started because I got some girls. I got it's a total of 12 girls that I mentor. I have my own nonprofit mentor group that I do. And they're gonna be stepping, dancing at the Juneteenth, and they are so excited.
That's
Wonderful.
awesome.
They are
Make sure
so
you go live
excited.
with that too, Chanel.
Yeah,
So we
you
can
should
do
go live
that.
with that. I'm
Put
gonna
it
try
on
to. I'm
our
gonna try to
page.
come. I think I got something to do that weekend, but I really will try to come. And
Please do. Please come and turn up with the girls and the sisters.
yeah,
Cause
I love
Is that
like
Father's Day weekend too?
yeah.
it is. But every
Wow.
father that comes, they get a gift. And it's gonna be a catered meal. I got someone
Oh,
that's gonna cater it and it's gonna taste like it came from your mama's kitchen.
I
All
know
right.
that's right. I
And
ain't got
look,
to
hello.
look for a
Somebody putting their
ticket.
foot in
Yeah.
something.
I want y'all to come. Like
That's dope,
I,
sis.
I want y'all to come. Y'all shout it out if anybody wants to come. just reach out to any one of these three lovely ladies. Hit me
You
up.
got to.
The Cash App is I'll send that to you. 'Cause I don't know it by heart now.
Yeah.
I'm still, got some things going.
Yeah,
Check
yeah.
us out on Eventbrite too if you want to see the official flyer. Check us out on Eventbrite. I'm a one woman show. I've been building this from the ground up. I'm trying to have something left over for my children. Because my
Yes.
mama ain't
Kudos
got
to
nothing.
you.
God forbid
Kudos
something
to
happen to
you.
my mama. I gotta have something for my kids.
Kudos to you.
I
Thank
love
you.
it.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you. And until next week, if you want to come on again and redo this again for next week, that's fine. We love it. But until next week, y'all.
Thank you. I enjoyed
Peace
it.
out.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace and love. Bye.